If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, check the referral link in the description down below. It'll take you to G2A, and you can use the code CHES at checkout for an extra discount. Also, to play FIFA and other games for real money, check the link in the description to gamersaloon.com, sign up for free over there, and go and win yourself some cash. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 42 of the Chelsea career mode here on FIFA 16. At the end of the last episode, we had a look at the Champions League table. Here's a glimpse of it again. We're on 9 points, separated by Dortmund a point above us and Monaco a point below us. Now, Monaco play Dortmund, and that result could decide the outcome of the group. Although, obviously, if we are able to get a win here at home against Anderlecht, then Dortmund-Monaco result would be irrelevant, and we would definitely go through because of those 3 points. So the task at hand is pretty simple: beat Anderlecht. So we'll try and do exactly that in this game. They're starting Ezekiel up top, who obviously has rather a lot of bit of pace. They're playing a 4-3-3 formation, which is obviously pretty solid, with Stefan Defour there in one of the central midfield roles. I don't know too much about Anderlecht. Obviously, I mentioned that last time. My knowledge of the Belgian league is not that good whatsoever. But Diego Costa gets this into Paul Pogba, and to be honest, we couldn't have asked for a more perfect start. The Frenchman fires us in front after 6 minutes, and that gives us exactly what we need so far. 42 yards out, free kick for Bale. Thought about giving it a crack. Did give it a crack, didn't quite get my my sighter in on target, so I was hoping that next time we got a free kick, maybe I'd be able to actually get it into the back of the net. But to be fair, you've got to catch Bale to foul him in the first place, and he is absolutely flying here, turning back inside the defender again. They can't cope with him, to be completely honest. He is so good on this game right now. Phenomenal for me in this series, and unfortunately, his shot, though, after that incredible run, was well saved by the goalkeeper. So it's time for Anderlecht to have their first chance. Initial cross is well cleared, then again by Hazard, but the pass is picked off by Everton Ribeiro, who gets it into Den Donker, who puts it into the back of the net. It was a really good first touch, fired into him by Everton Ribeiro. I'm not really too sure how he was able to get it under control so perfectly. See, the speed on the pass in is really quite much something, and brings it down under control. I was really disappointed though with Courtois. That has just gone straight through him. Maybe it was the power on the shot, I'm not sure, but after one chance at the beginning, or at the end, sorry, of the first half, they were going to have another chance at the beginning of the second. Again, not quite getting there, John Stones, drilled across the box, seemingly harmlessly, and then up pops Prey at the back post, and unfortunately, we're 2-1 down. Now, that isn't necessarily what we need right now. We need a win to guarantee ourselves progression through. As we've mentioned, if we don't get a win, then the Dortmund-Monaco result could be what puts us through or knocks us out. We have a chance there, well blocked by the defender from Diego Costa. Going to take the corner though and see if we can't put the ball into the back of the net for a second time ourselves. Finding it on the other edge of the box to Fabregas. His shot though was cleared again. Azpilicueta tries to get his effort on target, but unfortunately it's deflected for a second time, and Defour is able to get it away. Diego Costa though catching them on the counter-attack here. Not the fastest of players. Obviously he's fast enough, but not, you know, absolutely rapid enough to be able to break away from the defence. Ramirez does have that pace, but he's also got decent feet. Unfortunately, though, they're not quite quick enough to get the shot off with 15 minutes to go to give us that equaliser we appear to be so desperate for. Juan Cuadrado came off the bench to go on one of his rather stereotypical mazy runs. He did it in the last episode. This time, though, deciding to pass it off to Ramirez. Hazard then goes on a mazy run of his own, breaks past 2 or 3 defenders, turns his side for this shot, but the defender gets back at him and they get it away before we can end up with having the chance to give ourselves an equaliser. So we lose 2-1 at home to Anderlecht. However, Dortmund won, Monaco won is the final outcome of the previous game. You can see bottom right, or could see bottom right, we scrape through by the skin of our teeth to the next round. And we said how weird it would be, as we had Chelsea in the Wolfsburg series, how weird it would be if we ended up playing Wolfsburg in the Chelsea series, and so it turns out. In the first knockout round of the Champions League, or in the round of 16 of the Champions League, we have to play Wolfsburg. So, yes, it has actually come to fruition that we're playing, against the other side from the other series in both series. But we jump into Barclays Premier League action here for the second game of the episode. As you can see, Pedro starting on the left-hand side this time. Ramirez in for Cesc Fabregas in the midfield as well. Just a little bit too tired from the previous game to start in this one, but never mind. Tottenham are obviously a very capable side, but we want to bounce back from that defeat at home. I would say embarrassing defeat, but I don't really want to, give Anderlecht that much credit. It was a bit of a smash and grab, to be completely honest. I know we're kind of very much aware of smash and grabs in this series after a couple of episodes ago, but still, I was disappointed not to have gotten the win. We did have enough chances to win it, but weren't able to do so. Tottenham, though, almost getting themselves in front after 3 minutes here at Stamford Bridge, kind of trying to take advantage of our frailty and, make sure that they could get themselves an early lead here, the same way we did against Anderlecht. But obviously they weren't able to do so, and we will try and do what we did to Anderlecht here. Bale, though, unfortunately not having his shot bend enough into that far bottom corner, so we were 1-0 up after 6 minutes last time around. This time around, it's still at 0-0, despite a chance at both ends in the opening 6 minutes. But Gareth Bale's on the attack again down the left-hand side. Nice turn inside as well. This time decided to drill it with the laces, but straight at Hugo Lloris. A comfortable save for the Frenchman. So, deeper into the first half we go. Although I say deeper into the first half, it's only 19 minutes already. This is quite the entertaining game. Danny Rose into Harry Kane across to Moussa Dembele, who draws a very good save at Thibaut Courtois. Still in the first half when the next chance comes along. Paul Pogba down the right-hand side to Bale again, obviously formerly of Tottenham, and clearly doing them no favours whatsoever in this one, completely tearing them apart time and time again, although Paul Pogba's shot was denied by his French teammate again in between the sticks in Hugo Lloris. Into the second half we go, though. Ramirez is going to work it out wide to Diego Costa, into Matic, around the corner to Pogba, gets the ball under control eventually, turns inside, is about to go for the shot, and he just gets clipped by Eric Dyer ever so slightly, just on the right ankle. You'll see from the replay, it's not that large a contact, but it's enough to warrant Pogba going down just there, just steps inside on his right side. So Diego Costa steps up and duly puts the penalty into the top left-hand corner. We have ourselves a 1-0 lead at home against one of Chelsea's largest rivals, Tottenham Hotspur. So 88 minutes on the clock. Still time for Tottenham to get themselves an equaliser if they are able to do so. Kyle Walker with a brilliant ball over, and the technique actually from Eric Dyer, the centre-back, is exquisite. Unfortunately for him, though, he wasn't able to get it on target. If that had been on target, I have a funny feeling it may have snuck its way into the bottom corner. Willian came off the bench, dinks this one in towards the box, but well cleared away. But Matic picks up the pieces, gets it to Diego Costa, into Ramirez, hits it first time, but he too struggles to find the target. But not to matter, we had already got that one goal from the penalty spot. We bounce back from the defeat against Anderlecht with a nice 3 points at home against Spurs. Thank you very much. We will take the game next is away from home against Sunderland. Obviously not the strongest of opposition in the Barclays Premier League, but Anderlecht weren't the strongest of opposition in the Champions League, and we still lost to them. So we're going to have to make sure we put out a decent performance here against the Mackems to ensure that we don't fall foul to the same fate. Former Chelsea player Fabio Borini up top, former Chelsea player Patrick Van Aanholt at left back for Sunderland. So a couple of familiar faces in there, but we have the return of Eden Hazard and Cesc Fabregas for this one. They were fit again and well enough to be able to take part in this. So full strength starting lineup, and hoping that we could get ourselves another 3 points in the Barclays Premier League. We're obviously, last year we were very good in the Champions League and not so impressive in the BPL. This year so far, we've been not so impressive in the Champions League, although have scraped through, but have been pretty impressive in the BPL. A very good start to this one as well. Cesc Fabregas with a lovely finish, actually, from outside the box, across into the bottom corner. 8 minutes in, Chelsea 1, Sunderland 0 at the Stadium of Light. They were going to try and create themselves something else not too long after we'd taken the lead to try and get themselves an equaliser. Really nice, slick footwork and football from Sunderland here, but fortunately for me, Fabio Borini's finish isn't of the quality it needed to be to get the ball past the Belgian in between our two sticks behind the defensive line. So we stay 1-0 in front for now. Jose Gaya on the push down the left. Thought about crossing it, but there wasn't really the option on there, so I gave it back to Eden Hazard. He's going to drive inside, drill it across to Cesc. Obviously scored once. Can he score a second time? Lovely little touch to get it around the defender. Heavy pass, though, to Diego Costa. If he'd just taken a slight less bit of power on that pass, Costa might have had a better angle for this shot. Unfortunately, though, the shot did come in, but wasn't able to go over the line. Neither was the ball there when Catamol cleared it, but it did go over at the second attempt. Brilliant defensive work by Lee Catamol, but unfortunately for him, his goalkeeper was just nowhere to be seen. Came and punched and missed at the first attempt, came and punched and missed at the second attempt. Rafael Varane was determined to get himself a goal and was tall enough and strong enough physically to hold off the challenge from the goalkeeper and the defenders around him to give us a 2-0 lead. They gave the ball away rather cheaply there whilst they were on the attack, and we were playing some slick football of our own, trying to get a third goal and really put the game out of any chance of Sunderland getting something from this. Bale, though, his shot is well saved by Vito Minoni, perhaps making up for the mistake for the second goal, but to be be fair, the game was done and dusted by this point, although Sunderland were going to have a chance to come back up the other end and catch me on the counter-attack this time and get themselves a chance of an equaliser, or at least the chance to go out and get an equaliser if they got a first goal to start off with, which they weren't able to do here because Barini's header was straight at Thibaut Courtois. 2 minutes to go now with barely any time left. Sunderland are going to have one more chance to get themselves a consolation goal. Hopeful ball forward, lovely bring down by Fabio Barini, and take nothing away from that finish. His previous shots weren't good enough, but that one was spectacular. I'll start again. Route 1 football. I said Fruit 1 football, but there was no fruit involved. Route 1 football, and it seemed to work. So why didn't they do that earlier on in the game? I'm sure they'd be kicking themselves. But we got the 3 points nonetheless, and that moves us up to second in the league. 2 points behind Arsenal. Everton are starting to lose their momentum now. So unfortunately for them, they've dropped from first to third, but we are on our way up. Middlesbrough, though, still there. 9 wins from their opening 17 games. They sit fourth in the Barclays Premier League table. Liverpool down in 17th, and Manchester United not having the best of seasons either. So we're doing quite well though, so that'll bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, of course, and subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days. Of course, as you can see on screen, there are links in the description to all my social media pages and to the merchandise store. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.